Good morning. This is Kathleen L. coming live for your weekly Oracle guidance and channeled inspiration. This is the week of October 11th, and I am super grateful that I get to join you every week to provide a channeled inspiration message and to do a 3-card Oracle reading with you, so where you can receive the information that you need to receive. Now, the information that I provide with the 3-card Oracle deck, which this week is the Wisdom of Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid, is additional information for you. It's not prescriptive. It is, it is prescriptive, not predictive, as Colette Baron-Reid says. This is just additional information to help guide you through the week so you can respond to life versus reacting to life. And if you have this additional information and it resonates with you, then you get to just learn a little more and just live a life a little more with ease and grace and connection. And so where you don't have to feel like you're doing it alone. So your channeled inspiration today is about nurturing yourself. And before I sit down, I usually have another group that's called the Grief to Belief Stepping Stones for those who have lost loved ones. And so I channel information for them, and then I channel information for you. And then I'm just guided by the decks that I end up using. And so your channeled inspiration this week is about nurturing yourself. And as you nurturing yourself, what does nurturing yourself mean? Nurturing yourself means that you're not driving and striving and planning and creating and pushing and controlling your life. When you are receiving messages through your body, through your mind, through your soul, as you're walking in meditation or even just doing what you're normally doing, you are receiving guidance. And when you ignore it, your body speaks to you, your mind speaks to you, you are constantly being guided. And as I mentioned in the Grief to Belief video this morning, we are either going to be just touched by a feather, we're going to be nudged a little, we're going to be pushed a little, and then eventually we're going to get hit over the head with a spiritual bat. Like we are going to be guided to say, hey, you're going the rough road. Why don't you just step back and relax a little and just allow us to guide you along your way? So take inspired action versus trying to drive and create and control. When you take inspired action, you're creating from your inspiration, and it's much easier. It's with grace, it's with joy and abundance, and it's beautiful. So when you nurture yourself, so I want to share a little story with you this weekend because I found it to be fascinating. My body shared with me that it was time to step back and nurture myself a bit this weekend. And so as I sat down and meditated yesterday, I saw myself just holding my infant self, my fetus self, believe it or not. And please, if you're watching, go ahead and say hello. I'd love to know that you're here. And I saw myself in my mom's womb, and then it went back to see my mom in her mom's womb, and then my gram in her mom's womb, and then it jumped back to my son in my womb. And when all of those, there was fear wrapped around something that was occurring in each of our lives that created a stuck point within each of us that believed that we were unworthy, that we weren't lovable, that there was all kinds of things that we weren't nurturable. We didn't nurture ourselves. And so through all the work that I've done, I decided yesterday that I would nurture that little girl, that fetus that's growing. And I also went back and did the same thing with my mom and my gram and her mom, and then of course with my children as well. And so as I did that, I felt the softness. I felt the feminine energy flow within my body. And I was able to feel how that I was able to embody the feminine love of me. So then I'm not going to go through the whole process, but then I went for a nice walk in nature. And as I came across the street that I had to cross, there was this nice gentleman that came up behind me, and he was going to work. And he started to strike up a conversation with me. And by the time we were done, he invited me in to have a burger with him. Now, I don't eat beef at all, but who cares? Like this nice young man really felt the love that I was emanating out into the world, and he was engaging in me. Then later on, I went to a mall and I was walking, and then there was another young man that was just a beautiful young man, and he made eye contact with me, and he just had this big smile. And I just like, wow, when we actually nurture ourselves, we're emanating that nurturing presence out into the world, so where others feel that energy. Now, I'm speaking of a couple of gentlemen that notice that, but for gentlemen to notice that, women are noticing that as well, because men are usually not sure what that energy is. But it was really beautiful to be able to really acknowledge the nurturing that I was doing for myself. Now, I could have been home packing up boxes because I'm moving across country, but I chose not to do that. I chose to listen to my body. I chose to nurture myself. I chose to step into caring for me. So the message is nurture yourself, be guided by the inspiration. And when you're inspired to jump in and do something, pack a box or whatever, then do that. It's okay. Just by being the light that you are in that nurturing presence, you are emanating that into the world. Good morning, Tamara. I'm glad that you're here. And anybody else that's here, please just go ahead and say hello. Wisdom of the Oracle card is of Wisdom of Avalon is the Oracle deck that I'm using today. And we're going to draw 3 cards for guidance. So, Mother, Father, God, please show us what we need or you'd like us to know today for this week of October 11th. And if you're watching this live, that's wonderful. If you're watching the replay, know that the messages are meant for you as well, that it's not just for us. It is for those who are watching the replay as well. Okay, perfect. It's beautiful. So the B, luck, industriousness, and sweet nectar. That's the first card. The B, trust. I can't see this. The sacred journey markers. Trust. I love it. See the path there in nature. And the swan, transformation, trusting the psychic gifts. There we go. So I think all of these are really rubber stamping the inspired message that I received, is that the B is really, the luck comes from being. The luck comes from really not being a busy bee, but really moving forward on what's inspiring you. The bees are great creators. They're just that they work in community. They're never alone. It's always in community. So be in community. Allow yourself to receive the beautiful energy that's there as you're nurturing yourself in this world. Trust that we're never alone. Trust that we've got this, that there's a path, and that our path. So there's multiple paths that we can go on, and no path that we take is wrong. No path needs to be fixed. It's just some paths are harder than others. And as we're being guided and we feel that tension, we feel that resistance, we feel that difficultness, we can shift the direction we go so we can get back on a path that is more of grace and ease and enjoyment and abundance and community and love. And of course, the swan. It is trusting in the inspired message that you're receiving. The swan has such grace and beauty and just such a presence. It just comes back to that when you're nurturing yourself, you emanate and you embody the energy of love, that you love yourself. And as you love yourself, you're able to spread that love fully and unconditionally. It's creating new awarenesses around what you thought was, which really is never the full information. There's always more information available for you if we're willing to step into it and see it from compassion and from a higher perspective. So really trust in the messages you're receiving, get busy with what's inspiring you, and the message is just really the psychic gifts that you're receiving, the nudges that you receive. Step into the nudges versus being hit over the head with the cosmic spiritual bat, because it's never easy to be in that presence. And when you do, it's more of a message than it is a punishment. It is going to guide you back into what is in your highest and best. And if you ever feel like you don't know what's in your highest and best, just ask. Just say, please show me the way that is in my highest and best and the best for all. And you will be guided, I promise you. So I hope that you have a wonderful day. Tamara, thank you so much for engaging, stepping into the intuitive nudges. Yeah, exactly. Being in the moment. Exactly. Just be who you are and emanate that feminine, or, it's really, no matter if you're a male or female watching this, it is the feminine energy that is really emanating from you. Be in that feminine energy, feel the embodiment of that, and then walk through your day with that feeling, or through your week. So I hope you have a wonderful week. I will see you next Monday, and please share with me what your experience is, either with this reading, like or share. This video is shareable, so whether you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching it on my Facebook pages, make sure that you share with your friends, and get people to like and share my pages. And if you like this, you could join my Sacred Connections community on Wednesday evenings. It's a subscription community. It's a wonderful community where 4 times a month I go live on Zoom. So you're there live. I have special guests. There are discounts on my programs, and there's all kinds of goodies along the way. So I hope you have a great week. And if you're interested, just connect with me at KathleenL.com, and you can just join the rest of us on a weekly basis. Have a great day. Take care.